Okay, I guess this is the spot. It's quite echoey in here. I'm in a new season of my life, and it's a season of blessing. It's a season of abundance, of peace, of joy from the Lord, and it's been so beautiful. So I wanted to make a video talking about how we respond when you find yourself in a season of abundance, when things seem to be going your way, things seem to be just joyful, there's clarity, there's peace. What do we do with that? Because I've felt this, it's kind of like, look, I've been in a dry season before. I know what it feels like, and I know it's probably coming again. So what do I do now to maximize, take advantage of the fact that the Lord seems to be blessing me right now and put myself in a good position moving forward? I'm pairing this video. I'm going to make two videos, so maybe you can see the other one. The link to the other video is in the description, about how on the flip side we can respond in a season of dryness or a season of trial. So if that's you, or if you just want to listen to that as well, links in the description beneath this video. But say you find yourself in a season where everything seems to be going your way. Spiritually, you feel really good. You feel top of the world. You feel like the Lord's really pouring His grace out upon you. What do? I think the most important thing is that this season ought to be a season of building habits. Because let's be honest, if we maybe equate this to, compare this to, if you're trying to get in shape or eat healthy or lose weight or whatever, or to build any kind of solid discipline in your life, it is much easier when the circumstances are right, you've got the right resources, and you've got the motivation. If you find yourself in a season of like, I'm just feeling good, I'm feeling just really ready to get in shape, to pursue this goal, it's so much easier. And you have like the accountability, the resources and such around you, the environment. It's so much easier to build those habits, or to begin to build those habits and to start towards a goal. So this time, if you find yourself in a good spot and you're just feeling really good, you got the resources, the environment, everything, this is the time to build those holy habits. And we need those habits because those habits become our roots. They become our foundation. We take the parable of the sower, Matthew 13, verse 5 and 6. Some of the seeds, he says, some of the seed fell on rocky ground where they didn't have much soil, and they sprang up quickly since they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched. And since they had no roots, they withered away. And that's what we fall into, that we can be really excited in a time of blessing, in a time of abundance, and we can spring up and say, yes, Lord, I'm all about Jesus. But when the trial comes, if we don't have those roots, then we wither away. Similarly, Luke chapter 6, talking about building a foundation, Jesus says, I'll show you what someone is like who comes to me, hears my words, and acts on them. That one is like a man building a house who dug deeply and laid the foundation on rock. When the flood arose, the river burst against that house, but could not shake it because it had been well built. But the one who hears and does not act is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation. When the river burst against it, immediately it fell, and great was the ruin of that house. So we need foundation. And right now, in your season of blessing, is the time to build that foundation, to build those holy habits, to dig deep those roots, so that when inevitably you won't feel like top of the world and things won't be going your way all the time, and you've got roots, you've got foundation, and hopefully you've got treasures stored up that you can draw from. Matthew chapter 6, Jesus says, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust consume and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust consumes and where thieves do not break in and steal. That this time, where you are just experiencing the Lord's consolation, experiencing His grace and peace and joy and love in a meaningful way, I invite you, because this is something that I've been doing, is to like write it down, or to speak it into like a voice memo on your phone, or record yourself talking about it, or share that grace with a friend, because it plants for you that memory, that treasure, and we store those treasures up in heaven that we can draw from. The things for me that I can always draw back on are the mountaintop experiences that I've had with the Lord. the experiences of like conferences I went to when I was in high school or in college, or just like incredible deep conversations where I really felt the Lord moving, or lights that he gave me from the scriptures. I can always draw on those treasures stored up in heaven to remember that the Lord is good and the Lord loves me and pours out his grace upon me, especially when I inevitably am in a time of dryness or trial. For your season of blessing and abundance, I think a lot of it is in some way preparatory, that we're digging those deep roots, that deep foundation, because life is not always sunshine and rainbows, that's true. But the Lord is also a Lord of abundance. Jesus came to give us life and life to the full, abundant life, infinite joy. And we ought to experience that and lean into that and really appreciate it. That your time of blessing and abundance ought to be, I think, most of all, a season of gratitude. That the number one habit I think we can build in the season of blessing and abundance is a habit of gratitude and thanksgiving. It's much easier to be grateful for things when everything seems to be going your way. So if you can build that habit and not just take these blessings for granted, then when trial comes, you've got that habit of gratitude. And everything has a brighter light. Everything has a greater silver lining, even in the dark times, when you have that habit of gratitude. So that is what I would encourage building in your season of blessing and abundance, and to thank the Lord, for he is good, he is abundant, and he loves us. Yeah. Second part of this video, again, link in the description if you want to hear about responding to a season of dryness or trial. But the Lord is good, and if you find yourself in a season of blessing, praise the Lord, and I pray that that blessing and abundance continues in your life.